guys, it is May 23rd. It's time for May's calendar page, and I can't believe I made it in May, but I did. So this is the inspiration page for the month of May. If you don't know anything about the calendars, I've been doing a calendar page for, this is probably my second year now, and what I do is I take a calendar that was given to me by my friend Kathy, and every month I take the page that the artist did for the calendar, and I use it as inspiration to create my page. So this is all of, this calendar is for 2015, but I did all the pages in 2016, and I'm working on 2016's calendar in 2017, and then I mark my calendar when I'm creating for 2017, because I'll create these in 2018. Okay, got it? Yeah, me too. Okay, let's just go and do May. I did put my apron on. I'm proud. I've got my apron on. I'm wearing white pants, so I thought I better put an apron on. Not that it matters. I've got a black shirt on, white pants, and I'm going to get it on my pants because I know I am. This page here is the inspiration page, and I'm seeing a lot of stuff I love. And the background is more muted, and I love the little dots. I love this design here, whatever it is. And I don't know, mine's rather dark, so I'm going to push it back with my white gesso just a little bit. And where's my paper that goes underneath here? I'll use this one. This is a list of things that dogs should or shouldn't eat, or treats they can have, and how many calories it has. Avoid grapes, onions, raisins, mushrooms, and chocolate. Well, we don't give her any of that stuff. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So let's just push this back. And I'm still going to see some of the color. There's a little texture on there too. I must have really put a lot of paint on there. I think I used like one of these mark making tools. Spreader, spatula thingies, whatever they're called. Okay. And now I'm going to go find in my paint cart a color that I like that will help me. You know what? I'm going to use this color right here. I don't know if I'm going to like it. It's antique white, but I'm going to try it because I want the background to kind of be that background. I really like it. Sometimes I just use color as my inspiration. Sometimes I try to go for that color in the background. Close, not exact. Yeah, that's doing it for me. And I try to leave my month showing as much as possible. And I sometimes leave numbers showing. I like them when they show. By accident, in the month of, I need my paint book. In the month of November last year, I left the number 27 available, and I didn't plan it. It just happened, and that's my birthday. So that worked out really good when I did that page. Just wiping off my extra paint in this paint book. I have a page that's already drying, but this should be dry enough. Okay. So let's let that dry a second, because I want to see if that yellow is going to come through a little bit, and it looks like it is. Okay, it did mostly what I wanted it to do. So now what I want to do is I want to look through my stencils and see if I can find one that I like to put down here on the background. So is that dry enough? So I'm going to flip through my small stencils. I'll probably do it in fast forward. Some people like to see. So now that you know what not to feed your dog, we'll move on to the stencils. I don't know why I say stuff like that. I mean, what does it matter what's on that paper? I don't know. I think it just feels like I'm sitting there talking to you guys. And if I had a friend sitting there with me, I might have stopped to tell him what was on the paper and discuss the things you don't give dogs to eat. I don't know. Anyway, I left this part in because some people like to see the stencils that you look through and how you store them and all that stuff. And this is how I store my small stencils, just in an album that I got years ago at the scrapbook superstore when I was going to do all this scrapbooking that I never did. And I say that a lot, but that's the truth. All right, let's take this one out. This is a design by Plaid Folk Art called what? Gerber Daisy. Okay. Okay, so those of you who want to know. And this one, Balzer Designs. It's called Mini Bubble Doily. Maybe I'll use both. One on one side, one on the other. I don't know. Let's find some yellow that we like. This is a Folk Art Sunflower, and this is Deco Art Daffodil Yellow. Okay, so I need a sponge, and I think I want some small circles, and I'm looking for, here they are. Okay, I'm going to put the sunflower down first and use it on the bigger stencil. I'm just going to keep stenciling, and I do some of it in fast forward because it's just repetitive, but I like you to see the process, and I know some of you like to see it too. I like that. It's very subtle. That's kind of what I was going for. So let's do a little bit more on this side. We may not use the other stencil. I don't know yet. I do wind up using the other stencil. I liked using them both together. They wound up looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and try this one. Okay, let's try it. I don't know. I think this editing thing is starting to get kind of fun when I do the voiceovers. It's starting to be a little bit humorous. I like that stencil better than I thought I would. And I'm going to do a little bit right here. I know it's over the other stencil, but I'm taking a chance that I'll like it. I do, because you get a little bit of that bubbly look in the center. So we're going to do it on this one too. Now I have the song Take a Chance on Me stuck in my head. I love that song. I love the group. I love the movie Mamma Mia. I love all the music in it. It's one of my favorite movies, I think. Let's switch colors to the daffodil yellow. Okay, let's try these circles. This is Punchinella, also known as sequin waist. Should be on the list of things not to feed your dog, too. Oh, I crack myself up. It's what happens when you spend a lot of time alone. You learn to entertain yourself. Okay, now, what do I want to do? I don't know if I want the flowers. I don't know if I want to do the flowers like that. I like the flowers, definitely, and I want to put some black swirlies or something in there. So I'm going to think about this a second, and I'll be right back. I may make my own flowers and put them in there. We'll see. Okay, what I've done is I went through my little bin that has deli printed papers and drop papers and things like that. And I pulled out the ones that were yellowish, greenish, and brownish. So I might could get my flowers out of this yellow here, this one, and some of this. It's got purple in it, but you know, I don't have to stick by those colors. It's just an inspiration. And then this has some green. That has yellow. I don't know why I kept that. Probably for the black, but I'm not going to use black. I want to use brown. There's some green, and there's some greens, and there's some greens, and that could be the leaves, and the browns could be the center of the flower. The thing I have to figure out is what kind of flower I want. I kind of want that kind, but what size do I want? And do I want 2, or do I want 3, or do I want 1? And I'm looking at my markings here, and I could make a big flower here. Here's the center, and here's the markings of my stencil. Kind of gives me a flower already, right here. And I like the big flower, and this is big too. I like that. I want those 2 big flowers. That's what I want. That's what we're gonna do. Okay, so you just gotta talk it out a little bit, and then you figure it out. That's the great thing about talking things out with yourself. No matter what conclusion you come to, you're always right, so nobody can argue with you. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm taking my jelly printed papers that I've got set off to the side there, and I'm just cutting out shapes of petals. I started off kind of drawing them with a pencil, and I decided that's just too confining for me, so I threw the pencil off to the side and I just started cutting freehand. There is a part of the video that I don't have I don't know what happened to the footage. I had to move all the files off my computer and then back onto my computer, and I won't go into the reasons why, but anyway, I lost some footage in the process. So there's going to come a point where there's a little note telling you that I've lost the process of what I was doing. It's not a lot, but you'll see when we get there what it is. I've put my centers in because I wanted to be able to focus on, you know, how the flower is going to get laid out. And I'm going to mix and match these yellows because that's what I have to do to make this flower work. And it's okay, it'll work out. I can go over this with paint if I want to. I just don't know if I want to. I might want to leave it just like this. I don't know yet. And maybe I don't want this whole flower. Maybe I want partial and partial. So let's do that and that. Kind of layering these petals a little bit. I like that, and I like that. So what I'm going to do is glue it down. I think I'm going to use a glue stick. I think. Okay, so when I come back and you see me doing something, whatever it is I'm doing is what I decided to do. Because I'm not sure if I'm going to glue stick or Mod Podge. I don't really want a lot of Mod Podge on here, so I think I'll glue it. Okay, I'll be back in a minute. Here's where I lost the footage. All I did was glue down the flowers with Liquitex matte medium, and after I was done I decided I needed something in the open spaces. So that's when I added the little flowers that came into the open spaces that you'll see later, and I also added stems to the flowers. Okay, I'm going to go with this one, and what I did off camera is I took a little bit more off of the flower. I took some of the white and brown off, and I kind of went around the petals a little bit more so it defined them a little bit more, and I'm going to stick with that. So let's put that down on the page. Let's just commit to it, then we have no choice. Well, we can cover it up, but once you commit to something, sometimes it seems better instead of being all over the place. Okay. Alright, I like it. So we're going to go with that, and once I add a leaf on there, it'll look cute. And I might bring this color in somewhere else just to balance out the page. I'll bring it down here a little bit, maybe in the flowers. I don't know, once I get a little further along. But right now what I want to do is I want to cut some leaves. I'm just going to take my deli printed paper. I have a hard time saying deli printed papers or jelly printed papers or deli jelly printed papers. It's just ridiculous how hard a time I have saying that. So these are just papers that I printed some stuff on with my jelly plate. How about that? And I'm cutting out leaves, and I'm just putting them on the page with my matte medium, deciding where I want them. They're no particular shape. It's a whimsical page. I don't really care. The more whimsy looking it is, the better I like it. The more goofy the flower looks or the leaf looks, the better I like it. If you watched my last video about the Junk Your Stuff paper bag journals, then you will recognize this. And the reason I got this out is because I wanted to use the friendly flowers again. I love those words on these bags. I have a bunch of those end pieces left too from all those paper bags, so I'll be planning something to do with those. I like it there. When I Mod Podge it, I will put these on, and then I'll go around them with my pen. What I want to do now is I'm going to dry this really well, and I'm going to get my pip markers, my pip pens out, and I'm going to outline the flowers and try to bring them out a little bit from the page so they stand out more. So I'm going to dry that, get my markers, and I'll be right back. Forgot to tell you that before I do my markers, I am going to put a light coat of Mod Podge on because they work better on top of Mod Podge. I think they work better than on top of matte medium, only because I want to smear them, and I think the Mod Podge would be better. I really don't know about the matte. I don't think it'll smear as easily. So a real light coat of Mod Podge is going to go on, and I'll do that off camera, dry it real quick, and then come back. And while I'm putting this on, I'll go ahead and put my friendly flowers on here too. I did a little drawing on my page, but one thing I did do off camera is I took that little piece that I had thought about using as the flower here, and I cut it in half and shaped it a little, and I added it down here for this flower as if it's coming off the page. So it brought the color down here a little bit. But another thing I want to do is I want to take my Americana raspberry and I want to put a few marks on my page like this here. So I don't need a lot. Oh, I put the wrong cap on this. The cap doesn't match. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, here's my cap. All right, these caps got mixed. Oh, that's lovely. So now I've got raspberry mixed with calico and calico mixed with raspberry. Okay, well, let's just be chemists here. So I'm gonna put a little bit out on my mat. Just a little bit. More than I really needed. And I'm going to take one of these papers here so I have something to wipe my hand off on. And I'm going to put my finger in the paint and get some off, but then I'm going to dab it on this paper until it's almost gone, and then I'm going to put it on my page here. So it's not quite gone. Okay, just a little bit like that. So I think you can tell what I'm doing. It's pretty self-explanatory, and there's not a lot of time to talk in this little segment. So that's all I really want. I think that's plenty. I think it looks good. So I'll put the rest of it back in the jar. I know, don't y'all freak out. Those of you who don't like to contaminate your paints, I've done a real bam up good job of contaminating mine. Okay, it's been so long since I've used these markers. I don't remember which one I really liked to use for my outlining. I had a brown that was really my favorite. This one is raw umber, but it's not as dark as I thought it was, and this one is walnut brown. So I'm going to start with the raw umber. I'm going to go around the petals and I'm going to mark, I'm going to drag the paint or the marker before it has a chance to dry. I'm going to drag it around the petal. So it's highlighting the petal, but it's not really making it like too dark. And I've kind of overlapped petals, so I have to wing it. It's just bringing them out just a little bit. So I've got a little bit of time, so I'll tell you another little Bailey story. My husband works from home 2 days a week, and of course he's home on weekends. And he likes to make eggs and toast on those days he's working from home and on the weekends. And he makes great scrambled eggs. Bailey likes them too. And so I had my plate, and I brought it out to where I sit. We don't eat at the table. We eat in the living room. And I was going to go back in and get the coffee he made me. And I thought, I've got time. Bailey's following right behind me. She won't go get my eggs. I have time to go get my coffee and save him the extra trip. So I barely get around the corner. She's watching me. She's very sneaky. She's a sneaky little girl. And I hear this noise, and I come back around the corner within just seconds. It was just a second. And she's already got half the eggs on my plate licked off the plate and eaten. She's got the longest tongue. She didn't have to hardly do anything to reach the plate. It's my fault, but still, she ate my eggs. Okay. I think I'm going to do one more thing, and I don't know if I'll be sorry or not, but I think I'm going to take my black marker and kind of go around a little bit more. My Posca pen, maybe. I use the Posca for this. I got a glare on here from this light, and it's hard for me to see. So y'all can see, but I can't see. Hang on. I gotta cover this up so I can see what I'm doing. I can't see. I just want a very light Posca pen. Very, very light. There. That's what I wanted. Okay. Now, do I want to do the petals in black also? That's iffy. I want to do kind of a squiggly, like scratchy kind of thing, but I'm afraid this is just too much pen. It'll be too much. If I do it really super light like this. Just kind of outlining just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm not going over the petals. I'm just kind of giving the illusion. Okay, just like that. I really hated to do that. I was afraid of messing it up, but it's working out pretty good. So, very light-handed though. Very, very light-handed. Light-handed is not one of my strong suits. Neither is doing light colors. I always seem to go bold and dark. I do need to practice on that because I do like the look of lighter things, lighter-handed things. So, but I do like how this turned out. Okay, I think that is gonna be it. Pretty sure. I don't think I want any, maybe I do. I don't think I want any lines on my stems, but maybe I do. Just a little bit. Okay, I think that's done. I do need to sign it though. I don't know where to sign it. I'm gonna wait till this is completely dry to sign it because I don't want to mess it up. So there we go. I think we're gonna call this May page done. I love it. I didn't use much black on here, but a little bit. I could come in with a little bit of black up in here with my mesh here, which might be kind of cute. Let's try that real quick. And let's get a paper here to wipe my finger on, because I'm going to use my fingers to do this. So this is the last fast forward section. So I'll say thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you again soon. Thank you guys. Okay. Now we're done. Now we're done. Now we're happy. Let's move this because we like to look at it on the white background. I love this page. I love how it turned out. I think it's very pretty. So I'll give you a little bit of a look. There's the inspiration page. And here's my page. I have to say I kind of like my page better this time. Usually I don't. Usually I like their page better. I like this page better. I like mine better than this one. I know, that's terrible to say, but it's true. It's just the way the painty look. I don't know. This one, iffy, but this one I like better. So, I think I love it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And I will see you again soon. So y'all have a great, whatever it is, have a great one. Okay? All right. Bye-bye.